Hey babe, welcome back to the Sweetfire Soul Revival channel. My name is Joe. I am your host as always. We're going to be talking about shadow work and our self-worth. And people ask me all the time, how are these connected? So basically, as with everything else we've been talking about, shadow work can be done around anything. And when we do the work around our self-worth, our self-love, the way that we value ourselves, we can then further empower ourselves. So, if you feel like you search for external validation, you're waiting for people to tell you that you're worthy, that you're valuable, that you have permission to do something, or that you can do something, or that you're able to do something, or whatever. You're looking for that external validation in some form, for someone else to tell you that you're worthy, that you're enough, that you can do it, that you're amazing, whatever it is. When you look for that outside of yourself, you're always going to be searching, because those things, when we get it from someone else, it's almost like we're putting a band-aid on it. Someone else is trying to convince us of something we are not convinced of in our own subconscious. And so when we do the work around that, when we say, well, why do I feel like I need to ask so-and-so for permission? Or why do I feel like I need to seek this external validation from other people? When we get into that work and we really dig deep and ask ourselves, well, why do I feel like that? We can typically find the root. As with the rest of this work that we've been doing, we can find the root cause. And it's a condition. It's something that we have been conditioned to do over time, typically from when we're young. So it's something that becomes a learned behavior. So as with anything, with any habit, with any behavior, we can always change it. It's just a matter of stepping into, okay, this is what I'm doing, but this is what I'd actually want to do. This is where I want to be. Okay, let's go. Let's move forward under the pretense of this is my new reality. So when we search for why we look for that external validation, we can dig up all of those things that have over time conditioned us to believe that that's the only way we could ever receive that love, receive that validation, receive that approval. And then we get to rearrange the energy around it. Then we get to say, well, but no, I give myself that validation. I give myself that approval. I give myself all of this that I'm seeking from others. Because the thing is, we can't get what we want from other people if we don't give it to ourselves first. There's always going to be something that comes up that we either feel like we need it continuously, we need continuously that extra validation or that external validation. We feel like we continuously need to be told that we're enough, that we're worthy, etc., etc. We always hit a block, we always hit an obstacle, and the reason that obstacle is there is because it's telling you, wait a minute, you don't have to do it this way. It doesn't have to be this way. And so when we examine that, rather than try and get around it, rather than try and repress it, then we can say, oh, Joy, it doesn't have to be that way because I can give myself all of these things. And then it's a matter of not just rearranging the energy around it, but then taking the steps. So let's say you have a pattern of seeking that external validation or looking to others for things that you need to give yourself. You can then say, all right, well, previously these were my behaviors. So how can I change my behavior to match my new reality, to match my new story, to be what I want it to be, right? So then once you figure out what your new reality is, what your new story is, how you want to go forward, then act from that place. Okay, well, if I lived in a world where I was fully supported and fully self-confident and I loved myself and I didn't need anybody else to tell me that I was valuable or to validate me in any way, what would I do? How would I act? How would I feel? And then embody those things. Our subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference between reality and something that we think of all the time. So when you can think of how a world would be if you felt supported, if you felt validated, if you were self-confident and you had there was no shadow of a doubt that you were enough, that you were valuable and worthy, you can imagine the actions that you would take and how you would feel. And so when you do that, you can embody those things and act from that place, right? So hopefully that all made sense. I know we went through it really quickly, but it was like something I absolutely needed to get out. So that being said, if you have any questions at all, per usual, you can find me on the social media or you can go to my website, sweetfiresoulrevival.com. I will leave all of the links that you need below and I will see you next time. Love you. Bye.